हरि श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत शिशिमार श्री गोरक्षदास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। सप्तम गोस्वामी श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानु गौड़ीय गुरु वर्ग की जय। जय श्री नित्याल्प विश्व श्री भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विश्व श्री भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विश्व श्री भक्ति दायित माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विश्व श्री भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विश्व श्री भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय श्री बलदेव विजयभूषण प्रभु की जय। श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय। श्री नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्रय की जय। श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोसाई पाद की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम चय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विराट गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्रील भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर शरणागति की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। And let me just look at the calendar really quick. Okay, today is Shri Krishna Pushyabhishek and Purnima. Got a shave today. Okay. I have to look this up, but I remember looking up what was Krishna Pushyabhishek, and usually it's like they submerge Thakurji in flowers, and that's the Pushyabhishek. Pushya, I guess, is flowers. But then I remember looking it up once, and then I think I read something about how Pushya actually means something else. But I could be wrong about that. Anyways, maybe I could look into that later. Let's do the Mangala Charan, and then we'll begin. Just opening it up. 1 second here. I'll share my screen. Ajnanaतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जना शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्री सिद्धांत सरस्वती विदितो गौड़ीय गौरवन्वये Bhato bhanuriva prabhata gagane Yogora sankirtanai Maya varati mingilo daragatan Udritya jivaniman Krishna prema sudabdi gahana sukham Pradat prabhum tang bhaje Vande Bhaktivinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radharasa Sudhanidhim Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanum Yamuna Tatanagaranandasutam Murali Kalagita Vinoraparang Bhaja Godruma Kanana Kunjavidum Smara Gadadhara Keli Kalang Bhava Gadadhara Paksha Chara Shrinu Gadadhara Charukatam Bhaja Godruma Kanana Kunjavidum Tvai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvam Nayamam Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptascha Kamaditarangamadhe Kripa Mai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Rukmini Didi, Deepika Didi, Champak Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook who is there. See Damayanti Didi, Dandavat Pranams, Rasapriya Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, and I see there are 8 devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook right now. If you leave a comment, I'll see your name. I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji are there. And then all the devotees who will be watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jai Dev Prabhu, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradayani Didi, Vrinda Didi, Anuradha Mataji, and everybody else. So Haribol, Karuna Mataji. Dandavat Pranams. Alright, so we are continuing on now day 3 of our Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā program. This first week we are going through Śaraṇāgati. So, I'll just begin. Again, right before I started today, I just started typing like whatever came to my head just now. And so I thought maybe we can go through the introduction song a little bit more, because we went through the introduction song of Śaraṇāgati, just the meaning of the words, but I don't know, it was a bit brief. So, on Haribo, Dandavat Pranam Sundari Hari Prabhu and Baba Tarani Mataji. Okay, so, so the introduction song to Śaraṇāgati. I'm not going to share my screen just yet because I'm just going to be speaking my own stuff, and then later on we'll read things. But so in this introduction song, the Śaraṇāgati is such an important song. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori Swaparshara Suya Dhama Saha Avatari. In the mat, in all the mats, well, at least all of my Gurudev's mats, I don't know what every mat does, but yeah, every day it's part of the daily program that first you sing Guru Vashtak. Lots of times they'd sing the Bengali version of the Guru Vashtak, then the Guru Parampara song, then Vaishnava Vandana, and then after this Śaraṇāgati introduction song by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori. And so this song, it explains how Mahaprabhu, feeling compassion for the jivas, Jive Doya Kori, he descended to this world with his dham and parikar, with his holy abode and his associates. He descended to this world. And why did he descend to this world? Because he wanted to give this atyanta durlabha prem, this extremely rare treasure, prem. Not any other kind of prem. He wanted to give vraja prem. And so the thing is, he can't give. How can he give this prem to the jivas of the world? He can't forcefully give it. He can't give it if the jiva isn't willing to accept it. Bhagavan doesn't mess with the jiva's independence. That is the jewel of the jiva, right? Svadhinata ratna dani. He's given. All the jivas have this jewel of independence. And so the only way that the jiva can receive this supremely rare gift that Krishna came to this world, descended as in the form of Mahaprabhu to give, the only way the jiva can receive this supremely rare gift, this atyanta durlabha prem, is by Śaraṇāgati, which is the life and soul of the devotees. Bhaktater pran. So he taught this Śaraṇāgati, Shikaya Śaraṇāgati, which is the in order to give this jewel of prem, he taught this Śaraṇāgati, which is the life and soul of the devotees. And then he goes through the Śaraṇāgati has 6 angas, 6 limbs, 6 facets. And we've heard many times, that Śaraṇāgati is the entrance into the path of bhakti. Really, our journey as a sadhak, it begins from there, from Śaraṇāgati. Until that point, we aren't really a sadhak in the true sense. We might be doing all the external activities of a devotee, but it won't really be bhakti. It's not just like a little kid. They'll have Play-Doh, and a little kid will, with their Play-Doh, they'll pretend to cook, and they'll make the pasta and the different things, and they'll pretend to cook a meal, and they'll give you a piece of Play-Doh and say, here's, eat this pizza. But really, they aren't cooking. It's just the activities, the external activities of cooking, but it's not really cooking in the true sense. So step number 1 is Śaraṇāgati. And then from that platform of Śaraṇāgati, then you've really, truly begun the process. Until then, it's like preparing to follow the process, but not actually following the process. And so then Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, at that point, he goes through the 6 limbs of Śaraṇāgati. And so everything begins from Śaraṇāgati, but then where does Śaraṇāgati begin from? Begins from Dainya, this humility. We can't begin to follow the other limbs of Śaraṇāgati if we don't realize our position and are not honest about it. But yeah, first we have to realize our position, and then we have to be honest about it. And real humility, this only comes when our focus is fixed on the Lord's devotees. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he would explain this many times. He'd explain this point, that when you're fixed on the Lord's devotees, then you really begin to realize how fallen you are in comparison to them. You like, you'll never be humble, you'll never become humble if you're always just comparing yourself to all the conditioned souls around you. But when you're before the pure Vaishnav, or any advanced Vaishnav, then their purity and their glory, it shines so bright, and in front of the light, they all of a sudden, all the garbage that's hidden within us, that's been hidden, it all of a sudden becomes exposed, and we realize, oh my God, I don't have any, like, when we actually begin, to the degree that we realize the glories of the Vaishnav, then we'll understand actually how fallen we are in the true sense. And really this humility, it happens by the more we become established in sambandha. That's the degree that we'll become humble. Like Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he has this kirtan, says, Sambandha janiya bhajite bhajite abhiman ho dur. Kripa koro Vaishnava Thakur. O Vaishnav Thakur, please be merciful. When you're merciful to me, and then I understand my sambandha. And sambandha means, my relationship with the Lord, my relationship with the Lord's devotees. Then, and bhajite, and then I start to continuously engage in a practice of bhakti or bhajan. Then abhiman ho dur. Then all my abhiman, all my pride, all my self-identification, this conceit and this misidentification, ho dur, it will be thrown far away. But yeah, it begins with sambandha. So, and then Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he goes through the other angas, right? Nivedana, Gopturitve Varan, Avasya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwas Palan. And then this Bhakti Anukul, accepting all those things that are favorable for Bhakti, Bhakti Pratikul Varjan, rejecting all those things that are unfavorable for Bhakti. So these are the 6 angas of Śaraṇāgati. And then the next verse, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, Śaraṇāgati hoibe jahar, tahar pratana shune Shri Nanda Kumar. Those who have made these 6 limbs of Śaraṇāgati, those who are following, who embody, have cultivated these 6 angas of Śaraṇāgati, then they have a direct connection with Krishna. They've been truly established in their sambandha, their relationship with Krishna. They have a direct connection with Krishna, and Krishna will hear their prayers. Until that point, like, our prayers aren't really sincere, not fully sincere. And so then, Krishna says, Yayatamam prapadyate tangstadaiva bhajamyaham, right? That much we move towards Krishna, that much he'll come towards us. Or like he reciprocates proportionate according to our degree of surrender, or our love. So sorry. So yeah, it might seem like, from reading this kirtan up to this point, that, man, I'm so far away from even the beginning, like the beginning of entering this path of bhakti. I'm not humble in the true sense. I haven't Nivedana. I haven't submitted myself fully, surrendered myself. I haven't accepted the Lord's guardianship, this Gopturitve Varanam. I'm not fully dependent on Him. I don't nurture this complete confidence, this vishwas, this belief that, yes, Krishna certainly will protect me. Avasya Rakshibe Krishna, that Krishna will certainly protect me. And I'm not just, only accepting those acts that are favorable for bhakti, and then rejecting any attitude that is unfavorable for bhakti. But not to worry, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he's given us these 32 songs on each one of these limbs. And he's given us everything we need to begin to cultivate this Śaraṇāgati, every single anga of Śaraṇāgati. Now we can, he's given us the whole pranali, the whole methodology of this Śaraṇāgati. But just singing these prayers of Śaraṇāgati, if going through these 32 prayers of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Śaraṇāgati, that's also not enough. That won't do it. If we just jump into these prayers without approaching them in the right way, we won't have access to these prayers. The prayers won't have a true effect on us. And so then in the next verse, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he explains, before we sing these prayers to the Lord, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is showing us in this next verse, Rupa Sanatana Pade Dante Trena Kori. He shows us that we have to fall at the feet of Rupa Sanatan. Right? Pode. What is it? Bhaktivinoda. Pode, at the feet, Duhum Padadori. And at the feet of Rupa and Sanatan. And Padadori, that means grabbing onto their feet. And holding this straw between our teeth with complete humility, completely exposing ourselves, nothing to hide, complete humility, and understanding their position, holding onto the feet of Rupa Sanatan. And also Rupa Sanatan, that's, that also refers to our Rupa Guru Varga, our Śrīla Gurudev. So holding onto their feet. Then Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he says while weeping, he says, Kandiya Kandiya Bole, continuously weeping, holding onto their feet. And also just this point about Rupa Goswami being really, Śrīla Gurudev is, for us, is the embodiment of Rupa Goswami. Like Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says in this kirtan, Hari he Shri Rupa Gosai, Shri Guru Rupete Shiksha Dila Morakani. That, oh Hari, Śrīla Rupa Goswami has come to me in the form of Śrīla Rupa Goswami in the form of Shri Gurudev. He is giving me this instruction. Because really a true guru is somebody's eligibility of a Vaishnava as being a real guru is according to how much they are following Śrīla Rupa Goswami, how much they are a Rupa Nuga. And so if somebody's a real guru, then they'll be a complete embodiment of Rupa Goswami, his teachings. And so holding onto the feet of Shri Guru, or Śrīla Rupa and Sanatan, Kandiya Kandiya Bole, Amito Adham. So Amito Adham, he's beginning already, and in this song he's already beginning with the first anga of Śaraṇāgati, which is Dainya, this humility. He says, Amito Adham, I am so fallen, O Gurudev. Please, O Rupa Sanatan, O Gurudev, teach me this Śaraṇāgati, Shikhaye Śaraṇāgati, and thereby, Koro he Uttam, make me topmost, make me a true Vaishnava. So Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura explains everything in this first introduction kirtan. Why Mahaprabhu descended with his Dham and associates and taught Śaraṇāgati, this Atyanta Durlabha Prem, to give this Prem, and then what are the 6 forms of Śaraṇāgati, what are the 6 angas of Śaraṇāgati, and then how to begin the process of Śaraṇāgati by falling at the feet of Shri Guru. The Rupanuga Vaishnava, who is the living example of Śaraṇāgati, they will give us access to these prayers of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. So we always begin, before we begin singing Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's Śaraṇāgati songs, we begin by falling at their feet, at the feet of Shri Guru, our Rupanuga Guru Varga, Rupa and Sanatan. And then, while holding onto their feet, crying, Amito Adham, please, Shikhaya Śaraṇāgati, these are your prayers. These aren't my prayers. I don't understand these prayers at all. These are your prayers. Please teach me how to pray like this. I can't pray like this. You have to teach me how to pray like this. It's only by your mercy that even one drop of the mood in these prayers will come into my heart. So we cry for their help. And then the other day was Śrīla Bhakti-Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj's disappearance day, and at the beginning of the program I was trying to find this beautiful excerpt from Rukmini Didi's mother, the book that she wrote, A Life of Devotion, about Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Maharaj, and I couldn't find it, but then I found it right after the program. So it's so inspiring. I just want to read it. Here, it's in our WhatsApp group. Let's see. Yeah, I shared it here. But I think it's relevant to this. And since we didn't get to read it that day, I thought it'd be nice to read it now. So, this is Śrīla Bhakti Kumud Santa Gosai Maharaj, whose disappearance day was just the other day, sitting in the middle there. There's Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Gosai Maharaj on the right, and Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Gosai Maharaj on the left, and then Śrīla Bhakti Kumud Santa Gosai Maharaj in the middle. So, 11-year-old resident at the Mutt. In 1924, Sri Nanda Sunu Brahmachari, later Śrīla Bhakti Hriday Ban Gosai Maharaj, and Pranavananda Prabhu, later Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj, they went to visit a householder godbrother, Vaikunta Babu. He had an 11-year-old son who was greatly attracted to their association. So Pranavananda Prabhu told his godbrother, who happened to be a rich landholder, he was a doctor and a very good singer, he said, "Your son is very extraordinary. He is spending all his time with us. Doesn't he go out and play like the other 11-year-olds? The father said, "No, from childhood he's been like this. He is deeply attracted to Harikatha." While speaking of his son, he became emotional and started crying. He asked, Why are you asking about my son? Would you like to take him to the mission?" Sri Pranavananda Prabhu replied, "We'd love to have a boy like this in our mission." The father said, "Then so be it. You take him with you." The parents did not deviate from their word. When it was time for the brahmacharis to leave, the parents got their son ready to go with them. Referring to this incident, Sri Pranavananda Prabhu said later, "It was very amazing how the parents happily sent their 11-year-old son to live in the mutt. This reminded me of Dhruva's mother, who dressed Dhruva with her own hands and sent him away to the forest to meditate on Krishna." Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur loved this 11-year-old boy, who would later be known first as Sri Radharaman Brahmachari and then as Śrīla Bhakti Kumud Santa Maharaj. So, Radharaman Prabhu's article. Okay, so when Srila Prabhupada sent his first representatives outside India to Burma, now Myanmar, in the early 1930s, Sri Radharaman Brahmachari, who was still a young boy, was among them. Srila Prabhupada himself went to the Outram Ghat port in Kolkata to see them off. He commented, "Radharaman is going to a foreign country at this tender age." While preaching in Burma, one day, young Radharaman Prabhu told Srila Bhakti Sudhir Jachak Maharaj, he said, "Krishnadas Kaviraj has said, Jiver Swarupa hoy Krishner Nitya Das, that the real identity of the living entity is that of an eternal servant of Krishna. But I do not agree with this." So Srila Jachak Maharaj became very upset. He said, "Are you crazy? You do not agree with Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami?" And Sri Radharaman Prabhu said, "I am going to write an article about this." So he wrote an article and sent it to Srila Prabhupada in care of his editors. Sri Pranavananda Prabhu saw that article and smilingly gave it to Srila Prabhupada. In that article, Sri Radharaman Prabhu had written, "Yes, it is true that my real identity is that I am an eternal servant of Krishna. But I do not know Krishna at this time. So I have no realization of this. If I say it now, it will only be lip service. But I do know my Gurudev. I can see myself as his eternal servant. By his grace, perhaps one day I will come to know Krishna. Then I will realize my position as Krishna's eternal servant. Not before that. Now I see myself as the eternal servant of my Guru. That is my real identity. Reading this, Srila Prabhupada was very pleased. He said, "Such a young boy wrote such nice things. I will give him my blessings in a letter. Please send it to him." So, this is what Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is teaching us, that before we enter these prayers of Śaraṇāgati, our only access to them really is by the mercy of Shri Guru. Shri Guru can teach us these prayers. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura can teach us these prayers. And so that's the most important thing. Before we begin to recite any of these prayers, we have to take shelter of Shri Guru. And then the prayers will have an effect on us. They can change us. Alright, so it is 7:35. Maybe now we can just jump around to different songs in Śaraṇāgati. Haribol Chatamai Mataji. Oh, and Sarveshwari Mataji. Haribol. Just seeing if anybody else joined on YouTube and Facebook, if there are any comments. Just 1 second. Yeah. Okay. So, here, let's open this up. What songs should we go through today? Let's see. Bhuliya Tomare. Oh, let me just looking at the comments. Or maybe from the form, which songs people chose. Do you want to see that? Actually, I'll show you the results from the form. Yeah, and then we can let's do that. Let's look at the songs that got the most people chose. That's a good idea. Thanks, Rukmini Didi. Okay, so I'm going to forms.google.com, and now you can see the results. This will be kind of fun. Surrender. All right. So here's responses. I got 31 people signed up on the form. I sent everybody except for the last person. I need to send them now. But they all... okay, so 16 people selected this first song that we just went over. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jīvana Kari. And then 9 people selected Āmāra Jīvana. Okay, so let's go through Āmāra Jīvana. And then after the Āmāra Jīvana, what's next? Sarva Satomar and Manasa Deha Geha and Atma Nivedana. A lot of people chose Atma Nivedana. That's cool. That's one of my favorites also. So, okay, let's do Āmāra Jīvana, Sarva Satomar, and Atma Nivedana. Actually, Manasa Deha Geha also got many people selected that one. Anyhow, okay, so let's begin with Āmāra Jīvana. Okay. Āmāra Jīvana. Okay. Oh, and somebody asked me this today, like they got confused because these are long lines, and but actually this is Lagu Tripadi, when you see it on 2 lines like this. And in the emails that I sent, if you paste it onto anything, you can just make them 4 lines like that, just to break it up a little bit more, like that. That might make it a bit easier, like that. Just, after the second comma in each thing. Okay. So, and just in this program, we aren't focusing so much on how to sing the songs, because I wanted to focus more just on the meaning of the songs. And you don't even need to sing them. like, yeah, I often don't sing them. I just like think about them. You can sing them also. It's also really nice to sing them, but it's not, you don't only have to sing them. Okay. Āmāra Jīvana sada pape rata nahiko punyar lesh. We'll just go through this quickly because I'd like to get through a few songs. So, my life is perpetually dedicated to sin. Āmāra Jīvana means my life. It's sada, always pape rata, is always absorbed, engrossed in performing sinful activities. Nahiko punyer lesh. And I have no punya, not even a trace. Lesh means a trace of punya, of piety. Nahiko, I don't have that, even that. Parere udvega. I've given others. Parer means others, to others. Udveg, I've given them great anxiety and disturbance. Diachi jekoto, how much disturbance I've given to others. Koto means how much I've given. Diachi jivere klesh. And I've only brought klesh, only misery. I've only brought in klesh to all living beings around me. Nija sukha lagi. For the sake of my own happiness. Nija sukh lagi. For the sake of my own happiness. Pape nahi dori. I am not afraid. Nahi dori means I am not afraid to commit any sin. Pap. Doya hin. And I'm devoid of all compassion. Doya hin. Swartapar. And I am full of selfishness. Swartapar. Parasukhe dukhi. Sada mithya bhashi. Parasukhe, when others are happy, dukhi, I feel sad. Sada mithya bhashi, and I'm always speaking untruth, like I'm always speaking lies. Para dukh sukakoro, and when others are sad, sukakoro, then I'm happy. That delights me. That gives me happiness when I see others are down and I'm doing well, and when others are up, like doing well, and then I feel bad. I feel jealous. Ashesha kamana. There are unlimited material desires within my heart. Ashesha kamana. Hridi means in my heart. Maje, within, more. So within my heart is ashesh kamana. Unlimited, ashesh, many kamanas, many desires. Krodhi, I am angry, and damba parayan, and I am devoted to false pride. Mada matta sada. I'm always mada matta. I am intoxicated. Matta means intoxicated with conceit. Sada, always. Vishaye mohita. And I am bewildered. Mohita means bewildered by vishaya, by enjoyment. Hingsa garva vibhushan. And this envy and egotism, these are my vibhushan. These are my ornaments. Right now we're going through the meaning and then we can sing it. Nitra lasya hatta. I'm plagued, hatta. I'm destroyed or plagued by nidra alasya, by laziness, and alasya means laziness and nidra means sleep. Sukarye virata. I'm virata. I'm disinclined to perform any sukarya, any pious work, good activities. But akarye udyogi ami. But I'm always making initiatives. Udyog means initiate, or here it says enthusiastic. I'm always enthusiastic to perform forbidden, to undertake forbidden deeds. Pratishta lagya. For my own pratishta, for my own recognition, my own prestige. I shatya acharan. My behavior, my my behavior is shatya, is very duplicitous, very deceitful, cheating. Loba hata sadakami. I've been destroyed by lobe, by greed, and sadakami, and I'm always filled with desire for this thing, this, that, all these material desires. And therefore, eheno durjan, being such a miscreant, being such a fallen durjan, such a bad person, sajan varjita, I'm rejected by the sajan. The sajan, those who are pious, the pious, pure-hearted saints, they don't want to associate with the durjan, with those who are just wicked and, so I've been rejected by the saints. And therefore I've become aparadi nirantar. I'm a perpetual offender, nirantar. I'm always offending the devotees, I'm always criticizing, and I'm just a complete offender, aparadi. Shubha karya shunya. I'm devoid of any auspicious act. I don't perform any auspicious acts. Sadarnartha mana. And I'm always, my mind, my heart is always absorbed in bad things. Sadarnartha mana. What does it say here? Habituated to vice. Nana dukhe jara jara. And I'm oppressed by nana dukh, by various miseries. So now in this helpless condition, understanding my position, vardhake eko, now in old age, upai vihin, I don't see any way forward. Upai vihin, there's no path for me. I'm devoid of any remedy. Tate din akinchan. There, and thus I am completely fallen and I have nothing. I'm completely poor. I'm Bhaktivinoda, Prabhu Charan. I take shelter of the lotus of and kore dukh nivedan, and I submit my sorrows at the feet of the Lord. So we'll sing this song and then we'll move on to the next. I'll just sing through it once. Āmāra Jīvana sada pape rata, nahi ko punyera lesham, parere udveg diyachi je koto, diyachi jivere klesham. Nija sukha lagi, pape nahi dori, daya hi na svarta para, para sukhe dukhi, sada mithya bhashi, para dukha sukha kara. Ashesha kamana hridi maje mor, krodidamba parayana, madamatta sada vishaye mohita, hingsa karva vibhushana. Nidralasya hata sukarye virata, akarje udyogi ami, pratishta lagiya shatyaya charan, pratishta lagiya shatyaya charan, lobahata sadakami. Ehe no durjan sajana varjita, aparadhi nirantara, eheno durjan sajana varjita aparadhi nirantara shubha karja shunya sadanartamana nana dukhe jara jara vardakhe ekhon tat upay vihin tate dina kinchana bhakti vinoda Prabhu racharane bhakti vinod Prabhu racharane kore dukha nivedana kore dukha nivedana Āmāra Jīvana sada paperata nahi ko punyera lesham. This part here, eheno durjan sajana varjita aparadhi nirantar. This is reminding me of a prayer that Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj he made in what is it in the Panacea. Let me just find this. The Panacea. That's one thing about these songs of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. Each verse is just like a starting point. Like from this one verse, as I was mentioning, each song is like a seed. Even each verse can be like a seed, and then bring all these other prayers. Like it's a starting point for our own prayers even. Like Śrīla Bhakti. Here's an example. Like Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. Let me just see if I can find this really quickly. Here, this is what I've been looking for. Bad temperament stands in the way. Oops, I just lost my... Here, let me make this big. Yeah, I think this is it here. In conclusion, my advice is that you should try to be submissive to the Vaishnava devotees. Submissiveness to them will promote your spiritual merit. We shall also pray, O Lord, my bad temperament stands in the way of my association with the devotees. Please remove it. Eheno durjan sajana varjita. Oh Lord, in this prayer of Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he's saying, oh Lord, being such a durjan, being such a bad person, durjan means so wicked. There's no sincerity in me. I'm just a fraud. And being like this, then the Vaishnavas, they've rejected me. They don't want to have anything to do with me. And so, oh Lord, my bad temperament stands in the way of my being in the association with the devotees. Please remove it. Association with the devotees of the Lord is a primary necessity. It improves our position with the higher. So we shall always remain in prayer to the Lord. Oh my Lord, this bad temperament in me, this inconsiderate thinking, and this feeling concerning the outer world is disturbing my association with the higher Vaishnava devotees. They are the real source of improving our own inner wealth. So please purify me by dismissing all these tendencies in my mind, which the devotee sections do not adore. We shall always try to be in such a position that the servants of the Lord will like our company, and they will like our company and service. They will utilize me, for this is my primal necessity. If they do not like my presence due to some contamination in me, then it will be a loss to my spiritual life. So we shall have to repent. Matsamo nasti papatma naparadi kashchana parihare pilajjame kim pruve purushottama. Dear Lord, let me inform you that no one is more sinful than me, nor is there any offender like me. Even if I wanted to mention my sinful activities, I would immediately become ashamed. What to speak of giving them up? And then bhumo skalita padanam bhumir eva valambanam tvai jata paradhanam tvam eva sharanam Prabhu. Just as the ground is the only support for those whose feet have slipped, so also you alone are the only shelter, even for those who have offended you. If we slip and fall on the ground, then the ground is the only help by which we can stand erect. We cannot leave the ground. We shall sincerely pray, O Lord, I am committing a mistake regarding you. I am ignoring you. But I have no other alternative to get out of this disadvantage. Except for your help, I cannot correct myself. Under no condition can I leave you, my Lord. If I commit a mistake against you, an offense against you, still I can only be purified by your help. I have no other alternative. Please forgive me and help me so that I may be saved by your most intimate associates, for without their grace, I may not be able to enter your domain of divine love. It is only through the devotees that I may go. I have no other alternative. There are so many agents. If I am disappointed by one agent, then in a mild temperament, I may try another without speaking much against that previous party. It is better that we consider ourselves to be faulty. To put blame on another's shoulders is ultimately not considered to be very happy or valuable. We shall try and learn to blame ourselves. What is coming from outside, I have no concern. The Lord can see, and He sees everything. He is seeing who is responsible. But I won't try to put the blame on another's shoulders. It will not be fruitful. But even these prayers right here, what Srila Goswami is saying, if we slip and fall on the ground, then the ground is the only help by which we can stand erect. We cannot leave the ground, so we shall pray. This is all in Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's song also, like this Nivedana Kari Prabhu. Where is that? Nivedana Kari Prabhu. Here, this song, here. Look. I make this submission at your feet, O Lord. I am lowly and wretched. This is known throughout the three worlds. There is no sinner like me in this world. There is no offender like me in all of existence. I feel this is exactly these prayers that we just read here. These two prayers, these two Sanskrit verses. Right? Matsamo nasti papatma naparadi kashtra. Pariharit pilajjame. He's also saying the same thing here. I feel shame even in casting off all these sins and offenses, for you know everything about how vast and egregious my wrongdoings are. In whom shall I seek refuge other than you? You are the Lord of Lords, O Vrajendra Nandan. The world is yours, O Master, and you encompass everything. Please absolve me of my offenses to you. You are the sanctuary of those who have faltered. Skalita pad. See, that's those same words here. Are right? Skalita. Yeah. Bhuma skalita padanam. Bhumir eva valambanam. See, so you can see this is Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's prayer here is based off of that. You are the sanctuary of those who have faltered, those whose feet have slipped. Skalita pada means feet has slipped. O benevolent one, who is there but you? All such offenders to you shall always come to a point of surrender to you. Thus, Bhaktivinoda is surrendering at your feet. Bhaktivinoda, surrendering at your feet, now offers you his very self. Atma Samarpan. So we see Dainya Atma Nivedan. This Atma Nivedan comes from Dainya. It's a progression. From humility, then comes Atma Samarpan. Alright, Atma Nivedan. What time is it? Time's up already. We didn't get through very much. I was hoping to go through. Anyways, we'll go through Sarvasa Tomar tomorrow. This is such a special song also that it's good if we give it a good amount of time. So we'll look through this song tomorrow. That's our program for today. Thank you so much for joining. I'll just do a short Mahamantra, and then if anybody has any comments or anything, you can mention. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, all the associates of Jagadguru Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, like Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Bhaktivedanta Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Rakshak, did I say Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Rakshak Shira Goswami Maharaj, all the associates of Jagadguru Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Jai Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Oh, and all the associates and disciples of those, all the disciples and followers of those associates Ki Jai. Jai Shri Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Ki Jai, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's Śaraṇāgati prayers Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Abhinna Vrindavan Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol, Shri Krishna Pushyabhishek Ki Jai, Jai Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Satyavatai Namo Namaha, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Pyayevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams, Rukmini Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Deepika Gupta Didi, Champak Mataji, Chatamai Mataji, Karuna Didi, and let's see everybody on YouTube and Facebook. How many people are there right now? Let me just check. Sorry, I just need to open up Restream. There. Dandavat Pranams, Damayanti Didi, Rasapriya Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Vidyalalasa Didi, and all the other devotees. I'm guessing Indira Mataji is there. And then all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jaya Dev Prabhu, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradayani Didi, Vrinda Didi, Anuradha Mataji, and everybody else. Thank you so much for joining. And tomorrow we will go through one of my favorite Śaraṇāgati songs, Sarvasva Tomar. I have a bunch of favorite Śaraṇāgati songs, but that's one of them. Sarvasva Tomar, and also we'll go through Manasa Deha Geha, and what is the next one? Atma Nivedana. That one's a wonderful one also, Atma Nivedana. Yeah. All right, is there anything anybody wants to mention before we end our program for today? Any questions, comments, or anything? All right, let me just check if anybody wrote any comments on YouTube or Facebook. Vidya Lala Sadidi saying, is it possible to share a doc or PDF of all the Śaraṇāgati songs? And we have classified them for us to refer to. Yeah. Wait, are you saying like the Śaraṇāgati section of the song, like of the Gaudiya Giti Gucha, that whole section of the PDF? I'd have to ask permission of that because it hasn't been printed yet. It's still at press. And so I'm not sure if I'm able to share that file. I did share individual songs from it, but sharing the whole file, I just have to get permission for that. Yeah. Maybe. I'll ask the GVP team and see if that's possible. Maybe I could share it to individuals, you know, and everybody has to promise not to share it around. Maybe I could do something like that. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Oh wait, I'm just looking at the chat here. All right. All right. Thank you. Oh, Chatamai Mataji. Sorry, I didn't look at the. Oh, Chatamai Mataji already left. Anyhow, she was asking, when it's convenient, kindly walk us through access the YouTube songs on my website. Okay, so yes, I guess I'll have to write this to Chatamai Mataji later. Okay, so if you go to my YouTube channel, let's see, I'll just show you. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/@madhudas. And then if you go to my YouTube channel, then you'll see a Śaraṇāgati playlist. Let's see. It's not there. Biographies of our acharyas. There it is. At the end of these, if you go to that main page, at the very end, you'll see stotras and songs, and the last one here is every song of Śaraṇāgati. And if you click here, then you'll see here is a list of how many videos? 38 videos going through each one of these Śaraṇāgati songs. And so I go through, I break down the meaning of all the words, we sing it, and lots of times I'd find things that our acharyas said that were similar, like we did today. We found, you know, something from Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, so I tried to do that as much as I could for all the songs of Śaraṇāgati. So yeah, if any of those songs that are on your list, you'll be able to find them here. All right. Thank you so much for joining. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Hey, Janava is there. Haribol, Janava. I grew up singing these Śaraṇāgati songs with Janava all the time. So, yeah. All right.